Hello, everyone. How are we? Hopefully, all of you are having a fantastic day wherever we are around the world. Welcome back to the Got Cancel. Apologies, chat. Friggin' everything's going wrong. Everything you think could go right isn't happening right now. So hopefully, all of you are good. Hopefully, all of you are well. As well, welcome back to our first preview, our first post-match reaction, of course, of the season. Obviously, Liverpool beat Preston by 3-1, and we'll talk a little bit about it. Get your guys' thoughts down in the comments, and so on as well. Let me know who you guys thought was really good today. I thought there's definitely a few that we'll talk about in today's episode, and get your guys' thoughts and overall thoughts in the comment section down below. Sorry, chat, I'm trying to think of my words, and I can't think of them right now. But we are here, like I said, to discuss bloody Alcon. Obviously, the game today, I know, obviously, for a lot of people, it was very emotional this morning. Due to, of course, Diogo Jota and Diogo Jota's passing, as Ozan's already said in the chat, and Cal as well. It was great, wasn't it, from Darwin to pay tribute to Diogo Jota, but still, look, I think today was also great in the sense that yes, the football is back, and yes, there is something missing, of course, with Diogo Jota not there. But I think it's a good thing, really, that football is back in some way, because I think today you very much saw the best things happen then, really, and when I mean that in terms of you saw the fans, you saw everyone united after the game, and everybody cheering, and obviously singing Diogo Jota's song throughout the 90. Of course, it was mainly screamed and shouted at the 20th minute, but for me personally, I think it goes to show how united Liverpool Football Club is at the moment. And fair play to everyone that went as well and did go to the game today against Preston. Because look, every single fan in that stadium really, really made it known that Diogo Jota was one of us. Really, and look, of course, my thoughts are with his family and so on. And I think, look, we will miss Diogo Jota, but those players, I think, will want to, of course, make this season special for him. And obviously, I think that's pretty much what the motivation will be now this season, in my honest opinion, anyway. But again, let me know your guys' thoughts. But what else do we have? Emotional day today, Con, but really glad we have seen the lads on the pitch again. Yeah, I think, look, yes, it's a very emotional time at the moment, and yes, look, half of the players' mind is not on football, and that's rightfully so. Look, none of us have experienced this. We've never experienced what's going on right now, and for me, like, I've had death in my family, and everyone's had death to deal with at some point in their lives. We all grieve in different ways. But I do think today was perfect. I do think it's obviously it's not time to forget Diogo, and it's not absolutely not. It's time to remember him. But I think for the players now, it's time to again do it for him. And obviously progress on as well, because I think he will. I think Arne Slot said it perfectly. He would want us to do it. And want us to continue on, and want us to go on and win Premier League and Champions Leagues and FA Cups and League Cups. Like, again, he would want it himself. Because again, I think what Arne Slot said earlier was really, really special and powerful words as well from him. But what else do we have? Emotional day, says Doug as well. Big up, Doug. Hope you're doing well. Hearing that Robertson's 9th season was weird. Damn, it's been so quick. Yeah, it has been, absolutely. Short hair Salah works for him. Short hair Nunes, you never know. As well, the last time he went bald, he scored 42 goals, didn't he? So look, it could be worse, realistically. I know I need a haircut because unfortunately my barber's been away for the last week. So yeah, I need a haircut for sure. But hi, Cal, that's insane as well. Yeah, absolutely. Where are all these Benjamin Sesko to Liverpool confirmed rumours because he ended up following Liverpool or whatever he did on social media. Look, Benjamin Sesko's not signing for Liverpool. I can tell you that, especially for the price tag. It's absolutely not, because at the moment, of course, we know Victor Gyökeres is going to Arsenal. Potentially Hugo Ekitike to Newcastle. Potentially. Read that into what you will. But yeah, it's a very interesting one, isn't it? But I lost my dad and Jota this year on the toughest stages of my life. I'm coping. I'm so sorry to hear that, Cal. And yeah, it's horrible. Like I lost my mum when I was, how old was I? 7, 8, so around there. So yeah, it's not great. But just know it does get better. Again, it's not easy right now, but of course it does get better through time as well. But sorry for your loss, Cal, as well. RIP to your dad as well. Ozan and Doug, I'm alright, but thanks for anyway. So again, Cal, message us on Twitter if you ever need to as well, mate. But evening all, didn't see the game. We'll try and find a replay of it. I would say go on LFC TV, or it's not called LFC TV anymore, is it? It's called, as I'm hitting my cup, it's called, is it all Reds now, is it, or something like that? But yeah, go and have a look on LFC TV. Anyway, we're all family here. You never walk away, and thanks as well, Con. No problems, Cal as well. But speaking on the game, then of course Liverpool did win by 3-1. Of course, it was goals from Cody Gakpo. It was goals from Connor Bradley in the first half. And then, of course, Darwin Núñez in the second half, along with Cody Gakpo. Of course, is it Liam Lindsley? I think it's Liam Lindsley. Also scored for Preston in the game. Did end 3-1. But the one player that I really want to talk about, and you guys will probably want to talk about him as well. Again, let me know your guys' thoughts on if you guys saw the game, on who you thought had a really, really good game. But the player and the main player I really want to talk about coming out of tonight is Rio Ngumoha. I really, really want to talk about him. I thought he had a really good 45 minutes in that first half. I thought, again, when we talk about left wing replacements for the future and look at players in the market and go, maybe we don't need this type of player or we don't need that type of player, I think give it a couple of seasons. If his progression still goes the way it's currently going, I think he will be some special talent moving forward. We've said it over the last year and a bit since he joined the club, that him, Trainioni, these types of players are going to be the ones that are very, very special. And I think on an overall perspective, I think he, again, like I said, the trajectory that he is on, he will 100% be in Arne Slot's plans over the next year or two. I would think. I personally would like to see him playing more in the League Cup and an FA Cup. Hopefully, that's going to be given more of an opportunity this season for him. But we've seen it, haven't we? We've seen plenty already from him in terms of league. Was it the League Cup or FA Cup? No, it was the FA Cup, sorry, that he started last season, didn't he? He started against Shrewsbury, I believe. But again, he will be a talent for the next couple of seasons. Just taking a look at his statistics now, in terms of on SofaScore, in terms, of course, it was brought off for Kurt Jones, well, according to SofaScore anyway. But looking at the 45 minutes played, 21 touches, 93% pass accuracy, 1 key pass in the game as well, 3 dribbles completed, and again, ground duels won 3 out of 3 as well for Trainioni. And again, the only thing that for me at the moment he needs to work on is his finishing game. And I do think that is kind of the early progression of him, because of course, look, Liverpool, in terms of where he is at the moment, of course, he is very young and raw and full of talent. But again, when we talk about the finishing aspect of things, similar to what we kind of have now with Luis Diaz, for example, who, again, for me, is really, really good on an overall perspective. But the finishing aspect of things, we could upgrade upon. I think that's what everyone kind of agrees with. But for me, I think that's the same with Rio Ngumoha. I think, but of course, he has age to try and change that and try and develop that into his game. Because again, you saw how direct he was, cutting inside, going 1v1. And it was a few times where he did shoot. Of course, it did get blocked, but there was other times where he did it and the goalkeeper made an easy save. And that's something for me that Liverpool will have to work on for sure as well. But what else do we have? Cal says, first off, Rio and Mamadashvili. I like second half Kirkez and Nunes as well. We'll get on to Kirkez in a minute. I thought he had a really good debut for Liverpool. Of course, no Florian Wirtz, which was a bit of a shame, but supposedly it was due to the international break. That's why they didn't end up playing so much. But special shout out to Frimpong. He's lightning as well. Yeah, absolutely. Mamadashvili is massive unicorn. He is, isn't he? I think, what is he, 6'5", 6'4", or 6'6", something like that. Yeah, way taller than me. But you expect a busy couple of weeks of transfers? Yes and no, really. Of course, for obvious reasons, things are a bit on hold at the minute. I do think in the next week we will start hearing more and more things. I think the striker, we will hear news about that in the next week. In my honest opinion, I think there is a certain striker that we all know who he is, and Newcastle United, there's something there, and it's got to be there by now. Because look, if, for example, certain player is not available, Liverpool would have moved on by now. Liverpool would have absolutely moved on by now and would have signed would have signed Ekatike. We would have moved on by now. Why haven't we? There's a reason for it. That's what I'm going to say. Anyway, but yeah, 6'6" is Mamadashvili. He sent, I think it was Civitas, and the Preston player as well. Yeah, he's absolutely ridiculous, isn't he? How tall am I? To be honest, though, I don't actually know how tall I am. I've never watched them. Again, I'm not 6'6". Let me tell you that. Anyway, I'm definitely not 6'6". But you guys have mentioned him already, and I want to talk about him. Of course, obviously debut for New Reds. Of course, Mamadashvili, that was a new debut. Milos Kerkez also was a new debut. Jeremy Frimpong as well. Kerkez for me was a massive shout, certainly in the second half, for sure. I think kind of we of course we didn't see too much today in terms of Liverpool and the structure that we're going to do next season for about we will start to see that, I think, maybe against AC Milan in Japan, where we will start to see again the first team really together, and the structure really of how Liverpool are going to build up next season. Because we've seen over the years, haven't we, that normally the tactic side of things and the structure side of things doesn't normally happen until like the last week or two of the transfer window, or obviously not transfer window, sorry, the last week or two of pre-season. Now, we know for a fact that Arne Slot is kind of different a little bit in terms of how he does things, but we also know that he does things quite similar to Jurgen Klopp. Now, for me, I think 100% we're going to be looking into it around the AC Milan game. Of course, today personally was just a run out just to see certain players and see how things were with the first team, really. Because like I do think it's just getting minutes in the boys' legs. So I saw already on Twitter people was moaning about build-up play as well. I'm not the same height as Jeremy Frimpong. I'm a bit taller. Yeah, I think I'm about 6'6". I think I'm about 5'8". I think. But yeah, I'm 5 something. I'm not 6 feet tall, unfortunately. No weight Cal as well. Yeah, I'm about 5'8", 5'9", something like that. I'm not even too sure, but probably stumped at the ankles at this point. But I heard he's pretty tall in heels, but his ankles hurt as well. Could you imagine? Could you imagine? No, I would, to be fair, Hero, I would be on my arse if I ever wore heels. I know someone who I don't know what they're called. Do you know the things you put in shoes that make you taller? I know somebody who did that once. I think he ended up having to have, um, I think it was some sort of surgery because he ended up buggering up his foot for it. Which again, he laughs about it now, but yeah, it isn't great, is it? But Canate, Diaz, Elliott, gone. Canate, no. Diaz, maybe. Um, Elliott, yes. I think Harvey is gone. Where that is too, I don't know. Am I talking about Jack? If I said yes, he'd get fuming. No, I'm not talking about Jack. No, it's somebody I know. But male heel, yeah, I think it's something like that. It was like a kind of like a block thing that they put in their shoe. Yeah, it was weird. It made them really tall, by the way. Like considering it was only just a little bit different, it made them ridiculously tall. But obviously, when your foot's like that, yeah, nah, it's ridiculous. But haha, wouldn't put it past Jack. So if Jack is in the chat, it's gonna be fuming by you guys anyway. But look, obviously the main standouts for me today, in terms of performance, look, all of them I think were absolutely great in terms of turning up to the game and obviously putting in a shift. I think, look, the standouts for me that I was really excited for, and how they performed. Was Rio Ngumoha, like we mentioned just now. Thought he was really, really superb. Trainioni as well. I think them two, looking at the academy players at the minute, I think them two are the ones that are going to break through the team possibly in the next season or two. But Trainioni, Rio Ngumoha, Milos Kerkez as well for me was outstanding. I know plenty of you guys were saying Darwin as well. I thought he was pretty decent, wasn't he? Maybe the new hairstyle will change his fortunes, maybe for the football club. I doubt it personally, but look, at the moment it is still up in the air, isn't it, where he's going to go and if he's going to stay. I think he will leave. Obviously, Liverpool are not going to do any deals at the moment with Darwin still at the football club, so we'll have to wait and see. But look, I do think we will start to hear stuff in the next week or two. But yeah, Liverpool will want to get in their signings before the season starts. They don't want to be waiting around, like for example, like transfer deadline day, unless it's like obviously we let go of Luis Diaz and we have to find a replacement. Then, which again, I still don't think Liverpool are going to do for next season, in my honest opinion. Anyway, I don't think that is the case anyway. But the man bun is pulling on his hair, or pulling on his brain. But to be fair, Mac hasn't got one anymore. I know it's been a while since he's uploaded, but I don't think, Mac, I don't think has had a man bun for nearly on a year now, I think. But yeah, it's funny anyway. Jack catching a lot. Again, not me that's done this, by the way. You lot in the chat have gone on about it. I'll speak to him now when I get off stream, and I'll call all of you out in the chat as well. Anyway, but look, main important things for it. Again, Darwin Núñez getting a goal, confidence. Of course, the celebration was a lovely touch as well. Obviously, the crocodile, and of course the PlayStation celebration. And I also think as well, obviously looking at it, I think obviously next week against AC Milan in Japan, I do think we will start to see more of the first team linked with together, because of course we'll be able to obviously see Florian Wirtz for the first time. We'll be able to see a few other things as well. I think, like I said, in terms of build-up and in terms of how the team will play, we started to see it, didn't we, after a couple of games in America last year in pre-season. So I think it'll be kind of the same situation, really, where I think both will develop then over time and develop, obviously with Wirtz coming in, how Liverpool are going to change, because, of course, no Trent in the team anymore. So obviously the build-up will be a lot different. I think a lot quicker. I think we saw that certainly first half as well, where we were making, little one or two passes and playing quite good football, really. Instead of like slow, methodical build up, it's going to be quick methodical build-up then, really. Kind of like heavy metal football, to be fair, anyway. But look, I am going to leave it there for tonight, guys. Big thank you for everyone for tuning in to tonight's show. Tomorrow episode, we will be back probably normal time, probably around 6 o'clock. We'll be actually, to be fair, tomorrow is Sunday, isn't it? So we might be a bit earlier tomorrow, depending on what happens anyway. Or we might just do a video for you guys. Anyway, so I'm going to start trying to do that a bit more. We're going to try and do a video, so we're going to try to do a lot more videos, shorts, and live streams for you guys. Try and space out the content as well anyway. So we'll get into that a bit later on throughout the season, of course, anyway. But again, if you're watching on the repeat, let me quickly go back to the comments. Make sure to show Jack McKinder this. We know he got name as well. But to be fair, Jack's probably in the stream right now, to be fair to him. But yeah, we will be back tomorrow, and I will see all of you guys tomorrow for another episode anyway. And again, like I said before we do go off, make sure, let me know your guys' thoughts on the game, the players as well. Make sure, let me know your guys' thoughts on who you think will be obviously the best player for Liverpool going for obviously the game. Club World Cup prediction, PSG, Ozan. Look forward to seeing you more often. Let's get this season started. Yeah, absolutely. Hero as well. But yeah, make sure you're liking, subscribing, all that good stuff. And I'll see you guys next time. See you guys tomorrow. Ta-ra.